Welcome back, guys. This is the third episode, and the podcast life is still unreal for us. But, anyways, I'm Yasha, and this is Anmol.
Hi! Welcome to the last month of 2021. Gosh, where did this year go?
I know, right? This is exactly why we are here. We are discussing cognitive bias today. So, in this episode of Counting Thoughts, we will elaborate on how screwed up your brain, my brain, everyone else's brain
No,
is.
no offense.
is.
So, according to our big brother Google today, cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that occurs when people are processing and interpreting information in the world around them that affects the decision and judgments that they make. Cognitive biases are often a result of your brain's attempt to simplify information processing.
Okay, so to paraphrase all the scientific shiz Anmol just said, it is our brain's way of absorbing selective information and rejecting the rest. So it absorbs information that acts as a reinforcement to our current thought processes, our current beliefs, and anything that will keep you comfortable. We will discuss examples today of how your brain is running a scam. So, to illustrate this, let's discuss examples.
Let's begin with a few quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are good. Okay. You must have heard fake it till you make it.
I have.
People have misinterpreted this poor quote so much that it is eons away from its meaning. When they say, fake it till you make it,
Mm-hmm.
they meant fake your confidence, your dedication, your hard work, your professionalism, the stuff that you will not come naturally to you in the beginning.
I have an example. Okay, but you go on, go on.
So no one said be fake. You're not supposed to claim credit for someone else's hard work. You're not supposed to pretend, lie, or cheat and call it like taking inspiration.
All right, okay. So the example, can I?
Yes, yes.
All right. So this is my personal experience. So there were two interns that I mentored for a while. So interns, they lie to get jobs, so they also lie to get the job. I knew that they were lying, but then I thought, like, might as well, I need interns. Or all right. So there was a difference, however, in both of them. So one was willing to learn and grow, but the other one did not want to put in the effort to learn, like, at all. In the end, I realized that they both faked it, but one understood the meaning of this quote, fake it till you make it, and the other one misunderstood it. The guy, the second person, he tried to copy the first person. I don't want to name names, so he tried to copy the first person's work and present it as theirs. They wanted, like, it was a certified internship that I was responsible for, so they wanted to get their certificate and get it over with. It was not a pleasant experience, to say the least.
See, if someone says that they can do something, I'm going to believe them until, one, of course, they are going to put in the hard work to get the task done, which you just mentioned in your case. Individual one, I would say, not mentioning any genders.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Or, they have actually done a task and they know their shins. I absolutely condone people who claim they did something when someone else did it, which happened with them. They like to get a job but refuse to put in the hard work to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, please, people out there, don't do that. It is ethically wrong. Fake your dedication, fake your hard work, your professionalism, just till you make it. Because when you will make it, you will not have to put in the dedication or the hard work or the professionalism. When that confidence will automatically, naturally come to you.
Exactly. And that is like another one that I love. This one you must, remember when you see someone who does a little bit of everything. People say the quote, a jack of all trades is a master of none. That is not the entire quote, the complete quote.
I know
You know
this.
it,
Yeah, I know,
it?
I
Okay.
know, I know this. I know this.
The complete quote is a jack of all trade is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yes, simply put, having a skill set, not one skill, is any day better than having just one skill. I've always believed that. Like, I still live by that rule that know everything. Like, there's no harm in knowing everything. So I often tell people that my brain stores the most random information on the most random topics. What is eerie about this is, like, while you were talking about this, I was one day killing time, and on reels I saw this reel. A lady had put up this reel that says the quote. So, I liked it, I remembered it, so I forwarded it to a bunch of people. So one of the replies, again not naming names,
Mm.
I got was, "This is why I quit learning dance and now I'm learning to code." This friend of mine, he replied.
Okay.
And then I replied back to him that, okay, dude, this is not what she meant. This is really not what she meant. You're misinterpreting this. What she meant to say, I mean, this is what I believe. This could be my cognitive bias. Anyways, okay. What I believe that she was saying is that keep exploring, keep learning, find different skills, and keep learning them until you have like a decent mastery over them. And then when you master a certain skill till a certain level, you will know what to pursue in life, like permanent, semi permanently, so to speak. But you know the crux is that finish what you start and decide where I mean decide before you begin.
The level of probably outcomes you're expecting for.
Yeah, I mean, so I decided to learn to type. Like I can type,
Mm-hmm.
but then I decided to learn to type because writing is like the other thing that I do. So I decided that I needed to get to these many words per
Mm-hmm.
minute. So that it's not easy, it's boring, I don't want to do it, but then I'm doing it because that's a skill set that I want to master. Once I reach that, once I reach that word limit, I'll decide whether I want to learn more, focus more, learn more tricks and stuff like that. But then I cannot do that right now when I'm at, say, for example, like there was a time I was at 20 words per minute. So I cannot do that. Like there are people who are typing at 130 words per minute also, dude. Like, who am I to say that this is boring? I don't want to do it.
Like basically the masters of
Uh-huh.
typing.
Uh-huh.
You
Yep.
know, like this brings me to a very basic life skill set. Like everyone. Like I know how to cook, which probably in my opinion everyone should.
Life
My
skill.
cognitive
Life
bias.
life skill. Life skill.
Life skills. Yeah. So I can cook one type of cuisine, which
Hmm.
is of course Indian.
Mm-hmm.
That is the level of mastery I wanted. A chef would obviously know more.
Hmm.
you know
Obviously.
People understand that there is a learning curve. Like there is a learning curve,
Mm-hmm.
like say from a noob to a jack to a master. That learning curve is not linear. It is like a staircase. You
Mm-hmm.
take a step, stay there for
True.
a while, you
True.
know and then you step on to the next step.
True. True. True.
Continuing by example, since I'm telling like I know
Mm.
cooking and Indian cuisine,
Mm-hmm.
like now lately I'm into baking stuff. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like my microwave has buttons there, like I'm constantly baking stuff, that
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'll take this and I'll bake that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically you have to take it step by step, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, you have to. So let's move on to the next quote. Oh God, I feel triggered even thinking about this. I hate it when people say this, but anyways. So have you heard people say, if you love me at my worst, if you don't love me at my worst, I'm sorry, you don't deserve me at my best. और द हिंदी वर्जन यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड, ये तो पक्का ही सुना होगा,
Mm.
वो जैसा या जैसी भी है रिश्ते तो निभाने ही पड़ेंगे ना.
Oh God. To this I'd say, before you have a relationship with someone, you have a relationship with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
I am in no way preaching that you should not put into, your relationship, but tolerating abuse of any kind, big or small, needs the necessary action.
It does. It does.
No. Okay. So let's just breathe and focus on to the next one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not a quote. Like, have you heard the TED talk about procrastination by Tim Urban?
Yes, yes. This is the one that I showed you, right?
Yes, yes, the one you talk me. Like he
Uh,
talks why person procrastinates. Somewhere in between, he talks about the benefits
mm-hmm.
procrastination can cause. Mr. Tim, I cannot even count the number of times I have been told that you said there are benefits to procrastination. People were using your TED talk as an excuse to procrastinate.
because we had enough, like this had happened to us like individually and together, so we had enough, so we decided to watch the TED Talk. Then I realized that your message has been twisted due to cognitive bias. So, to the listeners who haven't listened to this TED Talk, Mr. Tim says that procrastination has its benefits, like, increased creativity, effectiveness, your quality of work improves. This happens only and only if there is a deadline attached to it. Say, suppose you have to submit a paper. He specifically talks about submitting a paper. You have a test and you have to study for a test or stuff like that have a deadline that does not move. So he explains how people have written to him saying that procrastination has become a very big issue in their life. These people get stuff like this done. I mean, if there's a paper, obviously they will procrastinate till the last minute, but then as the deadline approaches they will write the paper. But then things like exercise, relationships, skill development, stuff like that does not have a deadline attached to it, but then this is all necessary. So they keep telling themselves, these people who write to him, they keep telling themselves that they will do it tomorrow or they'll do it sometime later, stuff like that. And their life has become miserable because they keep procrastinating this effort that they need to put into their life. That's sad, actually.
Yeah, I remember you showing me the TED Talk, and he clarifies that the reason behind their behavior is that they do not have a deadline.
Hmm.
That does not bring a sense of urgency to do these tasks.
Hmm.
To conquer that, he presents you with the life calendar.
Oh, people, you need to get this
This-
thing.
it's actually goals, he
Hmm.
has it has tiny boxes on a sheet of paper. One box represents 1 week of your life, like tentatively the
Hmm.
average human life.
Hmm.
And if you have seen this, it is one A4 sheet of paper. When you mark every week, you know that time is slipping
Quicker,
quicker than you realize.
quicker than you realize. Yes, you need this.
Exactly. So the people who were acting like they know it all and preaching procrastination, get your act together and facts straight.
We're saying this with love. In
Yeah.
conclusion, we would say that there is no way you can get rid of cognitive bias completely, but you can take steps to reduce it. But before that, I'd like to say that your brain, like mine, could be telling you that this disease called cognitive bias is something that you particularly are free from. um, Others may have it, but since you are better than the rest, you don't have. So a few ways, so if you answer these questions, it's like a home diagnosis that you can do out if you suffer from cognitive bias or not. All right.
Okay. So you ask me and I will tell you. All right.
Okay, cool. Well, so Anmol, do you like to listen or read to news that acts as a confirmation?
Yes.
Okay, if something goes wrong, is it never your fault? Is it someone else's fault?
No, I wish it was, but no.
Okay. If someone else is successful, do you blame luck?
No, not at all. Like, hard work is like one of the major reasons in my theory for success. Like, come on, hard work. Like, basic example,
Hmm.
Ronaldo. I was just talking about full
Yes,
day.
we were.
You know,
You can talk about him for
I'll
an
keep a
eternity.
good segment for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right. So if you, like Anmol, said yes to all or any one of these questions, then you have cognitive bias. I'm so sorry to break the news.
Okay. All right. So okay. So how do I get rid of it? Like, what if this is my process, and what if this is serving me?
Anmol, this is not. Let's just end it there. It is not. All it does is distort your critical thinking. At its core, biased thinking makes it difficult for us to exchange accurate information. It can lead to you can avoid information. You can fail to recognize information that could lead to more accurate results. So this is very scientific. But then, in my experience, there are few steps that you can do to reduce cognitive bias, if not get rid of it.
I am all ears.
All right, step number 1. accept that there is a cognitive bias. Alright.
Accepted.
All right.
Yeah.
Step number 2, look for patterns in your behaviors and learn from them. So
Mm.
if you think less of them, or you get defensive very often, or if you just prefer to listen just one particular type of news, stuff like that, anything into extremities is bad. All right. Step number 3, question your beliefs. Thank God I've been brought up in a good way, and I've been taught to question my beliefs. So I think
It's very necessary. It's very
it
necessary.
is that this is how you evolve. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go off topic, but then okay.
Yeah.
The fourth and the very important thing is have a growth mindset and don't have a fixed mindset. I was discussing this with my brother. He told me what's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So I'll just explain it quickly. So growth mindset is, say suppose you have bad grades in maths, and you go into classroom thinking that you have bad grades in maths, and you are bad at maths. So having this belief that you are bad at maths is a fixed mindset. But then when you go and see that you are bad at maths, if you have growth mindset, you will come from a place of thought that says, this is a skill, I can improve this. Like me, I'm learning typing, I am bad at it. Like I can type while looking at the keyboard, but then when I don't have to look at keyboard, or when if somebody starts staring at me while I'm typing, oh my god, the screw ups that I do.
You get conscious.
I do, I do, I do, I do. So, but then I have this thing that, okay, this is something that I'm learning, and this is something that I can improve. This is just a skill. I can grow. So having this mindset alone helps you, evolve and grow and become a better person and reduce cognitive bias also.
Yeah. Very, very, very well explained, actually. And with that, I think we come towards the end of today's segment. And I hope you found today's episode worth your while. I'd like to thank you for listening to us. Be sure to check out our Twitter and Instagram for behind the scenes of this episode and for the episodes to follow. Feel free to write to us at countingthoughts.com if you have any thoughts about today's episode or topics you would like us to count for you. Let us know and subscribe to our podcast on Google.
Subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe to Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or whatever podcast platform you're using. Leave us a review and share it with anyone who might enjoy listening to us. Thanks again. See you soon, and yeah,
Bye.
bye.
We'll come back with one more episode in 2021. See you
Yeah.
soon,
Bye.
guys.